let's talk about program cost. Overall, the program itself, the one I'm going through, ISA, to Konkuk, it costs about $13,500. And in perspective, that isn't that much. I pay right now a semester at my school about 12,500. Yeah, it's about 25,000 a year at my school. I'm gonna go through the prices of things that are included in the program cost. So, tuition at the school I'm going to is $4,525. The housing is about $1,370. They have a double room and it's a private bathroom just between you and your roommate, which I would kill to have right now. So, other expenses at the program will be $7,600. So housing and tuition would just be about $6,000 altogether. Other expenses pays for medical insurance, hotels and breakfast. So any excursions you go on, it pays for your hotels. Cultural excursions and activities, that's actual cost of going on field trips, like to get into wherever you're going. Ground transportation, so buses, any buses your trips are going to be using. Guides and extra fees, so people that are taking you on the field trips. Tutoring, generally you might need tutoring for your required Korean classes. You can do testing so you could be placed into a class, but I will not be doing that because I know very, 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 very little Korean, so I will be gladly taking the beginning class. ISA resident director, so the people who are taking care of you on the floor. If you're in college, you know what your RD or RA is, so them. Computer lab, you gotta pay to use the computers. And administrative expenses and fees, so anyone who's administration there, you're paying their paycheck basically. So that's really not that much more than a semester I'd be spending here. It's maybe $1,000 more, which I would gladly pay for the experience. I know it might be hard for some people if you don't have a job, or if you don't have a job, basically. If you really don't want to take out loans. I have 3 loans. They're relatively small loans, but I really don't want to have to take out any more loans for it. So really, if you can, find a summer job and just work your ass off. Put everything in your savings. You could always start a GoFundMe. Ask your parents for support. One year, the first year I went to Germany, I knew I couldn't afford it. I had just started my job in order to save money, and I knew I wasn't going to make enough in time. So I talked to my grandma. I love my grandma. She started collecting money for me. Like, she started a fundraiser for me where she would go around asking people at church to donate for my trip. My trip was only $2,500, actually probably even less. Eventually, it added up. I got the money in time. I saved maybe $500 by myself, and my grandmother did all of the rest for me. I saved up Christmas money. My grandparents, shake my hand, give me $20, that sort of stuff. Anything, picking up dimes off the ground, saving it. I'm literally doing that right now. I have about $12 of change that I'm going to be keeping and saving up, and I'm just going to try to cash it at the end towards when I go. I'm doing anything, mowing the lawn, babysitting, stuff like that, tutoring, but it really isn't that much compared to someone who has a steady job, a weekend job, or an every other weekend. I work every other weekend. I generally put my money into savings, but I'm a college student, so I don't have that much money right now. Depending on how much spending money you want, I really want to be able to have a good time. So I really want a decent amount of spending money. When I went to Germany for only 2.5 weeks, I had maybe $500 saved up, and was just about gone by the end. So, right here I have a cost sheet of a girl who went to the school I'm going to from my school. One student has already gone there, and this is her cost summary form. So I have basically everything written out. I just went to my global education's office and asked for it. You need this. You need this in order to get financial aid applied to your trip. They need to know about how much everything is going to cost, especially for your program. So they need to know how much tuition is, how much housing is, how much the extra program costs are in order to actually cover it. Flight cost, we looked up flights. Right now it's about $1,200, and it's going to get more and more expensive the closer it gets to my program. I don't even know my program dates yet. You won't know for maybe a month before you go, which sucks. But that's the way it is, I guess. Your passport. When I got my passport, it was relatively close to the date where I was leaving for Germany, so I got it maybe 2 months before I went, and it was about $200, and that was my money that I had been saving up. So it was really hard to say goodbye to it, especially being a kid who just got a job, so I didn't really know the worth of money yet, so it felt like a lot of money, but at this point it really doesn't feel like that much. But your passport, if you get it now, which is about 6 months before I go, it'll only be like $150, so that will save you a little bit of money. My visa apparently is going to cost over $200. I'm still not sure how to do that yet. I don't know how to get my visa. I asked my global education's office lady, and she said not to worry about it. My program will help me with it the closer I get to my program date. But I am the kind of person to worry, so I am kind of nervous about not getting in time, having problems. I do get confused very easily, so I feel like there's going to be some rocky business going on. Medicine and vaccines, do suggest you get your flu shot and go to your doctor ahead of time and talk to them about how you are going to travel. Plan out your medications if you're taking any medication, like birth control or antidepressants. Make sure you get them ahead of time. You need your doses before you go. So if you're going for 3-4 months, make sure it's okay that you get 3 or 4 months worth of doses. You don't want to be without that sort of stuff. You really don't. It'll whack you up. Get your flu shot, definitely. The medication you might need. And talk to your doctor about getting medication for your stomach. Korea has very spicy food, and you do not want to deal with 2 weeks of diarrhea because you're getting used to the food there. You're going to want something to make your stomach feel better. So, I haven't seen my doctor yet. I will make an appointment. Hopefully I will get that stuff. I'll talk to her about getting it. I really don't want to be uncomfortable for 2 weeks of my experience. That's just a large chunk of time that I don't want to be uncomfortable. I want to be out doing things, not being on the toilet constantly or in pain, you know. They do offer a meal plan, and I actually really like that idea of sitting in a Korean lunchroom eating Korean food 3 times a day. I really like the thought of that. And a lot of the time it's not crappy food because, you know, it's made by the schools. It's made by the people there. And street food is generally not that healthy for you. Of course, I want to eat the street food, but I think it'd just be better to eat school food every day rather than eating street food every single day. So, not that bad. It's a lot of money if you don't work or save in advance. You have to pay study away fees, technically. Application fees for both your university and the university you want to go to. I paid about $300 to apply. I was accepted right away as long as you have the GPA criteria for Konkuk. Basically, you'll get in if you apply soon enough. You need a 2.5 GPA. I had a 3.53. And as soon as you have the money, you apply before January. which I did, you get in automatically. There's like no way you will not get in unless you have a criminal record. Sorry. You probably shouldn't leave the country anyways. But that's basically it. So let's go over this again. Tuition program fees, $4,525. Housing, $1,370. Your other, which is still part of the program, is $7,605. And those all can be applied to financial aid. Do not really worry about that until after financial aid tells you how much you're going to have to pay. Books and supplies, according to this sheet, will only cost me $150, which would be really, really nice if that were true. So I'm going to hope that's real, because I really can't afford hundreds of dollars worth of books and a plane ticket and housing. Well, I don't have to pay for housing, most likely. But spending money in meals, you can't get the meal plan. I want to get the meal plan because maybe financial aid will pay for that too. Don't worry about all that stuff. And if you really can't make any money, ask mommy. And if mommy doesn't support you, go to grandma. Grandma always loves you. Usually. Sorry for everyone who doesn't have a relationship with a grandma. Start a GoFundMe. Lots of people support people who strive for more, love to travel, want to do something, and it's college, school related. I don't know. But you'll figure it out if you really want to go. If you want it hard enough, you will find a way. So, that's about it. I'm gonna go edit this because I rambled a whole lot, and I want to get rid of, 10 minutes of this? I'll tell you guys later how to do visas. Bye!